This is a question from one of our viewers. Someone very close to me has passed away. I'm struggling. I'd like to know that he's safe and happy. Is there any way I could reach my loved one after death separates us? Is there a prayer he could possibly hear? Or could he possibly visit me in my dreams?
I hear the emotion in the question, and I wish the answer were simple. What we know about the human soul is very little. The Quran says, they ask you about the soul, say that is from the command of God, and you have not been given of knowledge except a little. Some scholars have tried to answer this question because people sometimes hear bizarre knockings and they want to know, are my loved ones coming back? In America, at one point, there was a movement where people were trying to go through seances to see if they could actually invoke the dead and bring the
people still do those sorts of things.
People do that, yeah. And sometimes there are fakes and gimmicks and so on to make people believe that this is actually happening. But none of this is actually proven to be a fact. Now, sometimes there are psychological projections. Somebody really wants to see their loved one, and they could actually see a glimpse of their loved one somewhere in the background or something like this. One of the translators of the Bible, J.B. Phillips, actually related that actually he saw the presence of one of the dear stalwarts of the Christian faith there with him in the room as he was going through his work of translating the Bible. But again, none of this has been proven to be dependable. In the Islamic faith, it is understood that once the soul leaves the body, this soul is then given to the care of the angels. If this is a good soul, this soul will start to enjoy the bliss of paradise, and there is no reason why the soul would want to come back into this world, whether to meet a dead, a living person or otherwise. And if this soul is a bad one, then this soul is already in some sort of confinement, and that soul would not have the freedom to roam around and visit loved ones evermore. So it is also related that the souls of the dead persons do get some information about what is going on in the world. So if there are good things happening, especially if their living relatives are doing good deeds in their favor, then they will get the reward for that, and they will know that my relatives have actually done this good deed in my favor. But God knows best if this actually happens and how it actually happens. As I said, of the soul we know only a little.
Thank you for your answer, Dr. Shabir Ally.
You're welcome.